21 out of 30 students pass a test. Find the margin of error for a 95% confidence interval that represents the population proportion for all the students that take the test. Now this is my sample size 30. That is n, lowercase n. And this is the random variable x. Now the margin of error formula is going to be capital E. We got the critical value, z alpha over 2. And then we want to multiply by a square root of p hat q hat over the sample size. Now p hat is the sample proportion of students that pass the test. That is just x divided by n. Q hat is the complement of p hat. So just subtract p hat from 1, you get q hat. But let's start by finding this critical value. We need the alpha, which is 1 minus the confidence level. In this case, 1 minus 0.95. That'll be 0.05. So that means alpha over 2 is going to be 0.025. So the critical value is going to be, we can use the calculator, the inverse normal operation. Alpha over 2 is 0.025, so you want to subtract that from 1 to get the left-hand area. And then tell the calculator the mean and standard deviation for a standard normal distribution. Okay, so let's plug in what we need to find the margin of error. Z, we're going to plug in inverse norm. This is going to be 0.975. Then we want to multiply it by p hats, which is going to be x over n, which is 21 divided by 30. And that is 0.7. So that means 70% of the students are passing this test. We're going to plug in 0.7 for p hat. Q hat is 1 minus p hat. In this case, it's going to be 30%. That's the proportion of people that fail the test. And you want to divide by the sample size n, 30. Now it's just a matter of plugging this in the calculator. You need a calculator with the distributions. I'm going to hit second and then this button. That'll bring up my distributions. And you want to do the inverse norm operation. Plug in 0.975, comma 0, comma 1. Multiply it by the square root of 0.7 times 0.3 divided by 30. And you get 0.164. There is the margin of error. So about 70% of the people pass. The margin of error for the population proportion of students that pass, you're going to take this, which is about 16.4%, add and subtract it to the p hat to get that confidence interval.